Dis disappeared. Fernanda and Paloma. Right. Okay, well, let's see what we're going to do today. Today, well, I will explain Vicente. Last class, we were discussing, the topic was neighborhoods and neighbors. Am I right? You look sleepy, Laura. Are you sleepy?
Yes.
Yes, you do look sleepy. Oh, sorry. Okay. Do you remember, Laura, that last class we watched video about neighborhoods and neighbors, different people talking about their neighbors? Do you remember that?
Yes, with different accents.
Yes, different accents. It was, I mean, an interview on the street. Yeah?
Yes.
Well, today, because last class we talked about that, if I'm not wrong, at the end of the class, you watched the video and read the script. Yes? Do you remember, Laura?
No.
No? Let me, Vicente, are you on your cursos? Are you on the list?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Let me go to Material Center. No, sorry, you're right. No, you just watch the video. Okay. So, let me see. Vicente Aranguis. Oh yeah, here you are. Okay. So today I will ask you to watch the video again, but before watching the video, I will ask you to download a file from Material Docente, yours Material Docente, Live from London Neighbors worksheet, okay? Yeah. Okay. First, we're going to do some exercises, I mean, with listening comprehension, okay? You're going to watch the video and then decide which sentences are true and which are false out of these 8 sentences, okay? Do you understand it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So please, before watching the video, read the sentences, okay? In case there is some question or some doubts about vocabulary, let me go to the video. Okay?
Hola, profe.
Hello.
Hello.
Who are you, Fernanda?
I'm good. I'm late.
Okay, good, Fernanda. Okay, I asked you to download a file from the Material Docente, Neighbors, I mean, Live from London worksheet, okay?
Okay.
True or false?
Did you already watch the video?
No, we're going to watch it now, but I want you to read the questions first. I mean, the sentences first before.
Okay.
That is what I am waiting for. Okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
These are the sentences. Any questions about these sentences? No? So you watch the video and answer if they are true or false, okay? Well, in the case they are false, please tell me why they are false, yeah?
Okay.
Wait a minute. What did I do here? Okay, here we go.
Welcome to Live from London. Today we're in King's Cross talking to people about their neighbours. Do you know your neighbours? What are they like?
Yes, there's a couple who live next door who are South African, and I know his name, but it's kind of got past the point where I should have asked what or remembered what her name was. And then I have a guy who lives downstairs from me who's a bit of a nosy neighbour who seems to know everything. And again, I should know his name, and he talks to me a lot, but I don't, and we get caught with him quite a lot. Have long discussions about everything in the building, which I'm not that interested in.
No, I don't really know my neighbours. I just know them to see them when I go past them and they're coming and going. So I have no idea really what they're like.
I know most of them, yeah, and they're normally just like elderly couples and a few young people and students, yeah.
Yeah, I live above like a Danish couple, and they seem nice, but generally speaking in London you don't get to know your neighbours that well, which is a bit of a shame. I know more in like countryside and stuff you have more of a relationship with your neighbours, leave keys with them and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, that seems nice. So I'd like to have that in the future.
Would you like to be closer to your neighbours?
No, not really. I think I'm close enough.
I would probably like to be closer to the couple next door, and there's another couple that live opposite that would probably be quite good to be a bit more friendly with. They're quite sociable next door. Probably not so much the guy downstairs, as he wastes my time.
So yeah, it would be nice to be closer to neighbours, but for some reason in London people are moving house every other week. It doesn't really happen as much, which is a shame.
Overall, probably not, but we should all make more effort to get on with and get to know our neighbours, I suppose, but maybe depending on where you live.
Have you ever had a bad experience with your current neighbours or any from the past?
I can't remember a bad experience with previous neighbours, except actually one house in East London where there was parties going on all the time at 4 a.m, and I was a teacher, and I needed a good night's sleep, and they were troublesome.
I've had a very small bad experience where I live. It's a communal area, so sometimes post goes missing and things go missing, so that causes some concern between neighbours.
Not really bad. There was an incident where we thought that the guy downstairs had stolen a delivery of a passport because he'd signed for it and then denied it, but then it actually just turned out that was a massive mistake on my ex-boyfriend's part, and it was just with the post office in Sydney.
Not my current neighbours, but in the past there was quite an elderly couple who never went out, and they always knew when we were walking up and down the stairs, which was really strange.
Okay,
Yes.
yes, okay. Let's see. Wait. Okay. Let's see the first one. Fernanda, can you please read the sentence and then tell me if it is true or false, please?
Yes. It says, Gemma doesn't know all her neighbors' names. I write.
True.
It's true. Yes.
True.
It's true.
Right. Good. Definitely true. Good. Let's see number 2. Laura, please.
Paul is on first name terms with his neighbor. I don't know what is on first name terms.
Yeah, that's why I asked you, Laura, to read the sentences before watching, for you to ask me all the new about the new words. Does anybody know the meaning of first name terms?
Really close.
Yeah, but what does it mean exactly? Not necessarily so close, but
That
Okay, they go well.
no, not
They go
necessarily.
on.
they,
Vicente?
that they are comfortable enough with each other to call each other by their first name.
Exactly, exactly. That's a meaning, right? They are, I mean, they are close enough to each other to call by their first name. Yeah, which is, I mean, instead of Mr. Smith is John. I don't know, something like that. Okay, so according to that, is it true or false, Laura?
True?
No,
No.
no, it's false. Paul is the older man. Did anybody get why? Is it false?
Because Paul doesn't really know their neighbors.
Exactly, exactly. He doesn't really know them. Yeah, yeah. Good. Let's see, Vicente, number 3, please.
Rachel knows the majority of her neighbors. I think that's false because she just could name like the superficial characteristics of a few of them.
Yeah, but be careful with the sentence, because the sentence says Rachel knows the majority of her neighbors. It doesn't say if she knows them, I mean, only by sight or by the names or something deeper.
Well, even then, she was like distant. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, she's distant, but she knows them all.
oh,
In that sense, the sentence is true.
she knows them by sight,
Exactly.
not personally.
Yeah, or not very deeply, actually. Very superficial. I think she's not very interested in getting closer. Yeah, but she knows most of them, she said. Yeah, so the sentence is true. Okay, let's see number 4, Fernanda.
Okay, and number 4, Edwin often leaves his keys with his neighbors. I'm not sure, but I think it's false because he's not close with his neighbors, but he would love to.
Yeah, okay. And he says, I mean, he talks about leaving keys with the neighbors, but not in his case. He said that somebody else or some other people do it, but not him. Yeah, right. So the sentence
I understood this part, like he liked this kind of town when the neighbors leave the keys with other neighbors. But I'm not sure if that's the meaning of the sentence.
Yeah, but he never said that he did it.
No. He would love to.
Yeah, right. Good. So it's false again. Let's see 5. Laura, actually.
Yeah, Gemma wants to get to know her downstairs neighbor better. I think it's true.
Gemma is the girl in glasses.
Yes, the first?
Yeah, the first one. I don't think so. I think it's false. Does anybody remember why?
Really?
Yes.
All accents are very difficult for me. I don't understand.
Yeah, probably because you are not very familiar with these accents and you're not familiar to. But this is something that you can improve, I mean, very fast just by listening and watching videos.
Yes.
It's a matter of ear training. That's the thing. You need to train your ear. Yeah? Okay. I can give you some tips later on, some links where you can get there. Okay? Okay. So this is false. Does anybody know why it is false?
Because she doesn't like the neighbor downstairs. She likes the couple next door.
Exactly. Very good, Fernando. Yeah. She doesn't like the guy there downstairs. Good. Let's see 6, Vicente.
Paul thinks people should try harder to get to know their neighbors. True. He says so in the video.
Yes, right. That is definitely true. Laura, number 7.
Edwin is a teacher. Is true?
True. This is the guy in glasses. Yes. Good. Let's see 8, Fernando.
Rachel used to live next to some old people. I think it's true.
True. Right. Okay. Good.
Teacher, but I have a question.
Tell me.
Number 7, I just heard that he said he was a teacher. He doesn't say I am a teacher.
Well, the thing here is if you were a teacher 10 years ago, if you continue being a teacher now, in my opinion, I think that when you are a teacher until you die, whether you work as a teacher or not, okay. The same with any profession. Now, but you've got a point, I think, when because there are some people working like teachers, but they are not teachers. They don't have the profession of a teacher. In that case, your comment is absolutely valid. Okay. Yeah. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
There are many people that, especially English-speaking people, working like teachers, but they are not teachers.
Yes.
Yes. So it could be true if he is a teacher. Could be false if he worked like a teacher. You know, that is, wait a minute, let me write that. By the way, when you say that he works as a teacher, teacher. He is a teacher. I mean, he studied and he graduated to be a teacher. Different when you say he works like a teacher. He's not a teacher. He does some things that a teacher does, but he is not properly a teacher. I mean, not professionally a teacher. Yeah. Okay. Any other question or comment about this part of the video? No? Okay. Let's see. Here we have some sentences, 4 actually, where there is a blank with some words, okay? I will ask you to watch the video again, but just concentrating on the word that is missing. If you don't know the word or you think you don't understand it well, but you can hear some things that sounds like this, please write it, okay? Please read the sentences before watching the video again.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Is it okay?
I don't know what means a bit of a chain.
A bit of a
chain.
but we don't have a bit of a. Is that what you mean? This part?
Yes.
Un poco. A bit
tame.
of. Sorry, a bit of what?
No, and the tame. A bit of a tame.
Bit of a shame. Sorry, where are you? Okay. But you're in the other exercise, this one. Es una pena. That's a meaning. It's a bit of a shame. Yeah? It's a pity. A bit of es un poco penoso, es un poco penoso, un poco, sí, una lástima. En castellano decimos una lástima.
Okay.
Una pena. Aquí en inglés sería a bit of a shame, es un poco, ¿cómo se diría? Un poco penoso, un poco triste, un poco, eso. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
But I ask you to read these sentences, Laura. Gut feel. Yes? Okay. Sorry. Are you ready now to watch the video again and concentrate just on these 4 words?
Yes.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Here we go.
Welcome to Live from London. Today we're in King's Cross talking to people about their neighbours.
Do you know your neighbours? What are they like?
Yes, there's a couple who live next door who are South African, and I know his name, but it's kind of got past the point where I should have asked or remembered what her name was. And then I have a guy who lives downstairs from me who's a bit of a nosy neighbour who seems to know everything. And again, I should know his name, and he talks to me a lot, but I don't. And we get caught with him quite a lot. Have long discussions about everything in the building, which I'm not that interested in.
No, I don't really know my neighbours. I just know them to see them when I go past them and they're coming and going. So I have no idea really what they're like.
I know most of them, yeah, and they're normally just like elderly couples and a few young people and students, yeah.
Yeah, I live above like a Danish couple, and they seem nice, but generally speaking in London you don't get to know your neighbours that well, which is a bit of a shame. I know more in like countryside and stuff, you have more of a relationship with your neighbours, leave keys with them and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, that seems nice. So I'd like to have that in the future.
Would you like to be closer to your neighbours?
No, not really. I think I'm close enough.
I would probably like to be closer to the couple next door, and there's another couple that live opposite that would probably be quite good to be a bit more friendly with. They're quite sociable next door. Probably not so much the guy downstairs, as he wastes my time.
So yeah, it would be nice to be closer to neighbours, but for some reason in London people are moving house every other week. It doesn't really happen as much, which is a shame.
Overall, probably not, but we should all make more effort to get on with and get to know our neighbours, I suppose, but maybe depending on where you live.
Have you ever had a bad experience with your current neighbours or any from the past?
I can't remember a bad experience with previous neighbours, except actually one house in East London where there was parties going on all the time at 4 in the morning, and I was a teacher, and I needed a good night's sleep, and they were troublesome.
I've had a very small bad experience where I live. It's a communal area, so sometimes post goes missing and things go missing, so that causes some concern between neighbours.
Not really bad. There was an incident where we thought that the guy downstairs had stolen a delivery of a passport because he'd signed for it and then denied it, but then it actually just turned out that was a massive mistake on my ex-boyfriend's part, and it was just with the post office in Sydney.
Not my current neighbours, but in the past there was quite an elderly couple who never went out, and they always knew when we were walking up and down the stairs, which was really strange.
Okay. So let's see the first blank. Who can complete the first blank? Anybody? Could you could you fill in the blanks?
I think Vicente wants to speak.
Sorry?
Sí, que había levantado. I put my hand up.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Wait a minute. I need to, yeah, okay. Thank you, Vicente. Yes, I hadn't seen you. Okay. What is the first blank?
Nosy.
Nosy. How would you explain what nosy means?
Like sticking your nose in other people's business. Like, how do I say? Metiche en español.
Yeah, but not translation, explanation. Yeah, I mean, English is very, descriptive, I think. So nose is when you put in your nose in some, as you said, I mean, in some other people's stuff. I mean, it's not their business, but they participate anyway. Yeah, that is a nosy person. Right. So who is a bit of a nosy neighbor? Oof, that's awful, I think. Yeah. Okay, good. What about the second blank? Anybody?
I can complete it.
Fernanda?
Yes. And they're normally just like elderly couples.
Elderly. Can you tell me give me a synonym or an explanation of this word?
It's like a polite way to say old people.
Yeah, actually it's old, but elderly is more polite, I would say. No, it's not. Well, it's, I don't know if it is more polite, but elderly refers to old people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, right. Let's see the next one. Edwin. Anybody? No?
I can answer again, but I don't know if someone wants to speak.
I can go.
Okay.
Troublesome.
Very good. Troublesome. What's the meaning of troublesome?
Someone that's difficult to be around because they keep making problems for themselves and others.
Yes, very good. Troublesome, right. People that, conflictive people. Mm-hmm. Yes, good. Very good. Let's see, finally, sorry. Paul. What is the word that he used in that sentence? The place where he lives in. Does anybody get it?
Communal area.
Communal. What is a communal area?
It's a common area with everybody share, every people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a place of, where you live in. It's a kind of. I don't. In Chile, we don't have that kind of place, but it's a place where people live permanently, but they share some things. Normally, in not bedrooms, but they share bathrooms, kitchen,
laundry rooms.
Sorry.
Yes.
The most common is laundry rooms.
Well, yeah, that is in Chile. That is yes, laundry areas, but not kitchen and bathroom. In Chile, we don't have that, but in England they do. England has very poor facilities, I think. Well, that's my opinion, but I think they are a developed country, but they have their facilities at home are not very good. I think are very old-fashioned. Yeah, so they share kitchen and bathrooms and probably dining room. Okay, communal area. That's why he said that, what does he say? That some things go missing. Yeah. Yeah. They also steal things, not only Latin people. Okay, let's see. Last class, I can't remember, but Fernanda and Laura, did you read the script of the video or not?
No.
No? Okay, so now this is the last time you will watch the video, but this time you're going to watch the video and also read the script at the same time. So please, before watching, go to Material Docente and please download Live from London Neighbors transcript, okay? Here you will find a lot of expressions, a lot of new words. I mean, I suppose they are new words for you. Okay, so as you watch the video, underline the words that are new for you, okay? Here we are. Okay, let me go to the video. Okay.
Welcome to Live from London. Today we're in King's Cross talking to people about their neighbours. Do you know your neighbours? What are they like?
Yes, there's a couple who live next door who are South African, and I know his name, but it's kind of got past the point where I should have asked or remembered what her name was. And then I have a guy who lives downstairs from me who's a bit of a nosy neighbour who seems to know everything. And again, I should know his name, and he talks to me a lot, but I don't, and we get caught with him quite a lot. Have long discussions about everything in the building, which I'm not that interested in.
No, I don't really know my neighbours. I just know them to see them when I go past them and they're coming and going. So I have no idea really what they're like.
I know most of them, yeah, and they're normally just like elderly couples and a few young people and students, yeah.
Yeah, I live above like a Danish couple, and they seem nice, but generally speaking in London you don't get to know your neighbours that well, which is a bit of a shame. I know more in like countryside and stuff, you have more of a relationship with your neighbours, leave keys with them and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, that seems nice. So I'd like to have that in the future.
Would you like to be closer to your neighbours?
No, not really. I think I'm close enough.
I would probably like to be closer to the couple next door, and there's another couple that live opposite that would probably be quite good to be a bit more friendly with. They're quite sociable next door. Probably not so much the guy downstairs, as he wastes my time.
So yeah, it would be nice to be closer to neighbours, but for some reason in London, people are moving house every other week. It doesn't really happen as much, which is a shame.
Overall, probably not, but we should all make more effort to get on with and get to know our neighbours, I suppose, but maybe depending on where you live.
Have you ever had a bad experience with your current neighbours or any from the past?
I can't remember a bad experience with previous neighbours, except actually one house in East London where there was parties going on all the time at 4 a.m, and I was a teacher, and I needed a good night's sleep, and they were troublesome.
I've had a very small bad experience where I live. It's a communal area, so sometimes post goes missing and things go missing, so that causes some concern between neighbours.
Not really bad. There was an incident where we thought that the guy downstairs had stolen a delivery of a passport because he'd signed for it and then denied it, but then it actually just turned out that was a massive mistake on my ex-boyfriend's part, and it was just with the post office in Sydney.
Not my current neighbours, but in the past there was quite an elderly couple who never went out, and they always knew when we were walking up and down the stairs, which was really strange.
Okay. So, let's see. Any questions about some vocabulary of this script? Any doubts about it?
Teacher, I have a question, but it's not from vocabulary.
Yeah?
About the accent of the people speaking.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where they are from. But let's see if I can help you.
Yeah, because you said the last class, the Gemma was Australian.
Yes.
And the other, they're England?
No, they are English. Well, I don't know. Actually, if she's Australian, she lives in Australia. Because of another video where she talks about that, I think she's Australian. Maybe she's an English. She doesn't have the typical Australian accent, I think, because the Australian accent is very different. But I think she lives in Australia, or she has spent a long time there. She talked about Sydney and her boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if she's Australian. I think so.
Okay.
The other ones, for example, Paul is a typical English accent from the South, I would say, because it's very clear.
Yes.
And you know that in England, in Britain, actually, I mean, accents, when they go to, you go from the center to the south, accents are clearer. When you go up to the north, it's more difficult because it's closer, like Scottish or Manchester. There are some areas where accents are really difficult for the same British people. For example, the people from Newcastle. Newcastle has an accent that is understood only by people from Newcastle. They pronounce almost the way they write.
Oh.
Have you heard about that?
Never.
Are they close, like, to the Irish accent?
Yeah, but Irish accent has a special intonation, I would say, that is very, I mean, it's quite recognizable. But people from Manchester, for example, do you speak like this? I mean, like, they close their mouth. I don't know, I'm not very good at imitating accents, but it's very close. And as I said, Newcastle is a special case. I don't know if you have ever watched videos in English, I mean, series in English, where you can see different accents.
Not really.
What's the name of one? Peaky Blinders, maybe? There you can see the accent of Birmingham that is awful, that is really difficult.
Most of, like, the series that make it to international markets have the clearer southern accent, like Downton Abbey and the revivals of Agatha Christie's work.
Yeah, but be careful because, well, I don't know, I haven't seen Agatha Christie's series, I mean, but Downton Abbey, there you are talking about the, I mean, high class people. Yes, I am not an expert on that. I have seen just some parts of it, but all the people working there belong to a high class, high social class. Yes.
Yes, they are all aristocrats.
Yes, and that makes a big difference in English, in accents, because they speak another accent. I mean, when you talk to people in Britain and you talk to, for example, professors at the university or people with high education, it's lovely because you can understand everything and very well, and they speak very clearly. And the same when you watch BBC News, when you listen to members of the monarchy, the same thing. But when you go to the street, things change and change a lot. Because you have, I mean, the lower education people have is the more difficult they speak. Actually, I used to have well, he's no longer in Chile, so that's why I can mention him. There was a teacher at the university who is, because he's still alive, he's English, he's from London. But he grew up and he was brought up in southern London. That is a popular area. And the first time I saw him, I mean, when meetings and all that, no, you can get what he says. But when you see him, so you meet him socially, to me it was very difficult Very difficult. And I didn't understand why, because I could understand all the other English teachers that were also from England. So the question is why? And once, well, he always said, I don't know why, blah, blah, blah. And once we went out, all the teachers went out to eat out at the end of the year. And this teacher drank a lot of wine. And again, I asked him the same thing because there were two more British teachers, and I had no problem but with him. And then he told me that the reason why I didn't get him was because he had a working class accent. And that was, I think, well, that was the only circumstance when he admitted that. But it's very different. They speak very close to the way you write words. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, in matter of accents, you can have a wide variety. Yes, I don't know if that answers your question, Fernanda.
Yes.
Yes. When you spent a long time in New Zealand, right?
Yes.
Must be the same thing, or not?
But when I went there, I didn't know how to speak English. So
at first, but then later on you learned.
Yes, at first I didn't know, so I just heard English, not accent. So it was strange for me because I learned English with Asian people, Latin American, from European people. So my English, it was so mixed with many accents, and I never could distinguish the accent, the real accents from English speaker.
But did you have any contact with New Zealanders?
Yes, but I didn't catch the accent.
But didn't you have any difficulty to understand them?
Sorry?
Wasn't it difficult for you to understand them?
Yes, at the beginning. Yes,
no, but after you learned. Was it different for you to talk with, I don't know, other foreigners in English than with New Zealanders?
Yes, it was more difficult because the people it was learning, so they speak slowly.
So they spoke more slowly, I mean, foreigners.
Yes, yes, and for example, yes, New Zealanders speak with the E, for example, the telly, or they have words like jandals for sandals.
Yeah.
So I learned that way, and when I speak to other people, they sometimes don't understand me.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, the point is that you must get used to the accent. I mean, and you understand you can understand more easily the accents that you are more exposed to.
Yes.
Yeah. For example, some other people that I think is very difficult to understand is the Indian people. Indian and Pakistani people, yeah. Yeah, that's, even though English in England, in India and Pakistan, I don't know if it is not, it's one of the official languages, but they speak English very different. For example, they cannot pronounce W.
Ah, yes, v. They say v.
For example, they say Washington. They say, we went to Washington. What? What is that? We went to Washington. Then we went, yeah, I remember the sentence was, when we went to Washington last year, what? When we went, what is that? When we went to Washington. So W's are these.
Yes.
It's awful. Yeah. But if you get used to that accent, then after some, weeks, you get used to it. That's everything in life. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any question about this, Laura? Are you sleeping, Laura?
No.
Ah.
Uh,
Could you, I have a question for you. Could you follow the video with the script more easily?
yes, but the video ¿lo puedo decir en español?
Ok.
Me desmotivó un poco. Eso.
Ya, porque si te sentiste frustrado porque no pudiste entenderlo como hubieras querido, supongo.
Sí. No sé, por ejemplo, cuando empezaba a hablar Rachel, fue, no sé, como que empezaba a hablar y me bloqueé. Así como, no lo entiendo.
Ya.
Sé que es práctica, lo sé.
Pero necesitas comprobarlo.
Claro, y
Sí.
si veo que también a mis compañeros no les cuesta, entonces... Eso.
Claro, pero es distinta la situación de cada uno. Pero, a ver, ¿sí?
Yo también tuve problemas con Rachel, de hecho, me costó porque hablaba muy rápido y el acento muy marcado.
Sí. Y Rachel tiene algún problema que yo no sé cuál es, pero tiene una cosa rara para hablar. En la vista también tiene una cosa rara que no sé si está vinculado. No sé si se fijaron.
Sí.
Sí. A ver, yo asumo
entonces, también en el caso de Gema, no sé cómo se dice, hablaba tan rápido que incluso leyéndolo
te costó.
Avanzaba tan rápido que...
Ya, pero hablemos de Paul. ¿Qué tal te fue?
No, ahí estoy bien. Con él no tengo problema.
No tuviste problema. Él es el que habla el inglés más estándar de todos.
Claro, por eso yo creo.
Normal, sin hablar rápido.
Claro.
Lo que yo creo, Laura, es que tú necesitas practicar más, escuchar más seguido y tal vez no partir con un video como este. Yo asumo la responsabilidad de haber puesto el video porque, por una razón muy sencilla, yo creo que yo creo en los tratamientos de shock. No siempre resulta. Aquí no te resultó porque te bloqueaste. No esperaba que ocurriera eso. La idea igual no es que tú, si no entiendo una cosa, me quede ahí, no importa, sino a lo mejor de lo que dice Gemma, de las 6 líneas que dice, a lo mejor yo entiendo una palabra, 2 palabras, y vamos a rescatar esas 2 palabras.
O sea, desde que mostró el video a la otra clase, ahora sí entendí muchas cosas más.
Ya, ¿ves?
¿Ya? Pero aún así creo que me falta, y esto ya me pasó antes, porque yo tuve un profesor, un australiano, y la verdad, era de Nueva Zelanda, perdón. No le entendíamos nada. Y fue como volver, así como, oh.
Yeah.
No entiendo.
Ya. No, pero
sí,
yo te digo por experiencia propia de alguna manera y por lo que he visto en todos mis años de profesión, esto créeme que es solamente una cuestión de práctica. O sea, tú necesitas tal vez más que la Fernanda vivió fuera y pareciera que Vicente tiene más cursos, pero necesitas más tiempo de exposición al idioma, eso es.
Sí.
Eso es.
No, claramente.
Y voy a mandar
yo creo que estaba más acostumbrada a los videos, a los clásicos,
sí,
de los cursos, de todo. Y además, en la televisión uno está acostumbrada a ver, no sé, más acento como modismos gringos, cosas así.
Es lo mismo, porque...
Es costumbre.
Claro, está más acostumbrado a escuchar el acento norteamericano, pero eso no quiere decir que sea más fácil ni más difícil. Tú estás más expuesta a eso. Es cuestión de matizar, pero lo que voy a subir unos links al curso para que todos tengan acceso y lo puedan revisar, y donde tengan acceso también al script, igual que aquí, cosas que puedan chequear lo que escucharon, porque tampoco se trata que escuchen y después digan, ¿cómo sé yo si lo que escuché está bien o mal? Otra cosa que ayuda bastante es cuando ven series o películas, poner bueno, no en todo, pero en algunas partes poner subtítulos en inglés, que es el sistema que tienen para los sordos. No todos los televisores lo tienen, pero la mayoría de los Smart TV tienen. Las series de Netflix uno le puede cambiar el subtítulo al inglés, a varios idiomas, ya ahí está el inglés. Poner el subtítulo en inglés. Entonces lo escuchan en inglés y ven la frase escrita. Eso también ayuda bastante. Entonces pueden poner algo que no sea algo que quieran realmente ver así como en profundo, porque no lo van a poder entender todo, pero sí comparar lo que están viendo, o sea, lo que están escuchando con lo que están leyendo. ¿Ya? Eso es muy útil. ¿Ok?
Sí, no se
Pero
preocupe,
Laura,
lo haré.
go on.
Va a ver la diferencia a final de semestre.
Espere, sí, seguro. No tiene por qué ser una excepción a la regla, pues. Por supuesto que sí. Okay, good. Well, any questions about the vocabulary? Vicente. Yes, when you learn songs, yes, it's also very good. Yes. All my Italian language comes from songs. Okay. Well, any question about the vocabulary of this?
I don't have questions.
No?
No
questions? Well, okie dokie. No questions, let's go. Well, I don't know if you remember, but last class there were two things that I took some notes that I would like to teach and to practice here. One of them is when to use or when not to use the article de. Do you remember? We said in Spanish you use it all the time, and in English you have, a lot of restrictions to use this word de. That means el, la, los, las, but in very restricted way. So I would like to explain that, to do some exercise with that. And then something else, I remember, Fernanda, you asked me, or I corrected you, something that I can't remember exactly. Let me see if I wrote it. Something that you said, something like I can't remember, something like, what was her name? Something like that. And I told you, no, I don't remember what her name was. Something like that. Do you remember?
Yes, double question.
Yes, I explained you something with questions, indirect questions. So I prepared a part of the class today with something called report speech. This is for you to know only. That's the name. What happens when you report a conversation, report something that somebody else said?
Yes.
So I would like to finish the first part of the class with the use of the, and then the break, and then in the second part we start with report speech. Is that right?
Yes.
Good. Let's go to your courses again. Your cursos, material docente. Use of articles. Sorry, I forgot to wait. I didn't publish it. Use of articles. That's the name of the file.
But it's not.
It's not published?
No, yet.
No.
Oh, no, wait.
Is it?
Yes, no, yes, I was looking in other course.
Well, this is, I made a very detailed document with this. Please don't get scared of these names, because it's not for you to know the names, but it's a way to identify definite and indefinite articles. What is that? First of all, definite is when you identify something. For example, when you say, I've got a brother and a sister, yeah, you use it before a singular noun. Yes, I've got a brother and a sister. When the word is used, you use an if the noun begins with a vowel. I've got an aunt in Texas. That is definite article. Sorry, not definite, indefinite. Because we are talking about any, I mean, not one particular aunt, no particular, I've got a brother, I've got a sister. Yeah. Use plural nouns or uncountable nouns to talk about things in general. Don't use an article here. What happens when I talk about something in plural? For example, I like cats. You put nothing before that. I like cats. You don't say I like the cats. That is the tendency of Spanish speakers. Dolphins are very intelligent. Again, dolphins in general. So plurals don't take anything before. Then we have crime, that is singular. Crime is increasing. Yes? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Everybody? Vicente and Laura? Hello? Yes, no problem? Okay. Now here we get to the use of the. When do we use the? We use it to talk about one particular thing or a particular group of things. For example, I'm sorry, books are interesting, books in general, so nothing before. But the book on the table is interesting. Here I use the because I am referring to a specific one. The same with the next one. Children are noisy. The children in this class are noisy. Okay? So we use a to introduce a new thing or person. And we use the when you already know this person or thing. For example, there is a restaurant near my house. A restaurant, any restaurant. The restaurant serves very good food. Here I'm referring to a particular restaurant. Yes? Do you understand it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Laura?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Use the when there is only one of these things. For example, the moon. Well, I don't know if there are more than one, but we suppose there is one. So the moon is very big tonight. My dad is the only doctor in our village. Joe is the best student in the class. So here we suppose that there is only one of these things, okay? In that case, you use the. Also, you use the when there are many things, but it's clear which one you mean. For example, let's go to the pub. Probably there are several pubs, but you know, everybody knows which pub you're talking about. So let's go to the pub. We need to go to the supermarket. Also, you assume that everybody knows that you're talking about one particular supermarket. Now, most general nouns do not use an article. I would say, I don't know if general, but also, how can we say, I forgot the word in Spanish also. What's the what's the word for life? Love. I forgot the word. How do you call that kind of word? I forgot the word in Spanish and in English.
Life?
Life, love, happiness, abstract, that's the word. Abstract nouns, like life, for example. Life is not the same as it used to be. You never say the life. Well, if you refer to the life of John Smith, was very long, yeah, in that case, yes. But life in general would never take any article before. Health is important to everyone. We are worried about pollution. Okay? Do you understand it? Okay. But some general nouns use the, these are exceptions. For example, the environment. People are increasingly worried about the environment. The weather. What's the weather like today? The countryside. I love walking in the countryside. The sea or the ocean. I love to live near the sea. The radio. There is an interesting program on the radio. The theater or the cinema. We went to the theater last night. Also, the economy. The economy is affecting everyone. These are exceptions to the rule. Okay. Any questions so far?
Yes, I have one. Do these exceptions
sorry,
consider idiomatic exceptions? For example,
sorry, there was a problem in the connection and I couldn't hear your question completely.
Okay. Do the exceptions consider idiomatic exceptions? Like when, for example, when journalists always say like, the people deserve to know.
The people what?
Journalists, like when they ask someone for comment, they say the people deserve to know, like the general public. And instead of saying the general public, they say the people.
There you would say people. People. Now, if we're talking about the people in a certain region, in a certain country, to a specific group of people, then you say the people that support, I don't know, Bolsonaro, think that blah, blah, blah. But people in Brazil are having elections next month, for example. It depends. No, it's not the people, it's except if it is a group of people, a specific group. Yes?
I have a question.
Tell me.
These words, is just memory or they have a rule?
No, it's memory. I'm afraid.
Okay.
Yeah, there is no. No, yeah. It's in that case, in that sense, I think Vicente is right when saying these exceptions can be idiomatic expressions in a way. I don't know what you understand by idiomatic expressions, but
I don't understand that word.
Yeah, I don't I mean, I'm not sure if we understand. I understand the same as Vicente. What do you understand by idiomatic expressions, Vicente?
You know, it's not like. No, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have said idiomatic because that would link it to idioms. But no,
Yeah.
it's more like people you say on the regular basis, like for example, of the journalist or well, in political context, usually they refer to the general public as the people as well.
In Spanish or in English?
In English, like they say, the people will not stand for whatever.
But the people in a country, the people in some, I mean, in a specific place.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not people all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
In that sense, it's the people. For example, nobody knows what will happen next Sunday at the elections in Chile. The Chilean people, the Chileans, will vote for the new constitution. You see, there you can say the people because it's the Chilean people. It's a specific group of people. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other question? here there are some common mistakes. Some students use the when they talk about things in general. Yeah, this is a very usual mistake. I love the romantic films. No. I love romantic films. It's plural. Some students use singular nouns without a. This is another without a or the. Sorry, I have here we don't have an example with a. Let me see. I want book about the weather. Yeah, I want a book about the weather. A typical example, I would say, is in Chile at least. My brother is teacher. This is a typical mistake. His teacher and my father is an accountant. I'm sorry. Teacher. Because this is Spanish, actually. How can I? Well, I don't know how to eliminate this. I don't know. Well, the correct thing is my brother is a teacher. Yes?
Yes.
With professions, that is what I mean. My brother is a teacher. That is the typical mistake. Okay. Then some students use the when they talk about things in general. I want the book about the weather. No, I want a book about the weather. Yes? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, let me see. I would like you to go into use of articles. Here we have some. Let me see. I forgot to upload the exercises. Well, never mind. I will do it during the break. I would like you to do some exercise. Perhaps it can be homework instead of, because that is something you can do, I mean, at home, and then we can correct them next week. Yes? Is that right?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so what time is it? 4:18. Shall we go for a break now? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, 15 minutes and then we continue with report speech. Okay?
Okay.
See you in 15 minutes.
See you.
Let's see. I'm going to. I uploaded the exercises for the articles. If you go to Material Docente, definite and indefinite articles. I will ask you to do this, as I said, for homework. Okay, it will be much easier, much faster, I think. So next class we just correct this. But here you have. You click. No. Well, the idea, no click. Yeah, but the idea is to use a, an, or the. Yeah?
Yes.
Is there an earthquake? Tembló? Or no?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
I have the impression. Well, so the idea is that here you have to use a, an, or the, or nothing. Okay? So I will please do that for next week, next class. Is that right?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Well, let's go now to what I said about report speech. Let me see. Let me go to enlaces. Yeah, there is a link where, because it's, we will see what is this, okay? Here there is a link where you can find, have you ever heard about this report speech or not? Or is it the first time you hear this?
I'm not sure, but reporter speech is like when someone told me and I am telling you.
Yes. When you report a message, I mean, that's what somebody else said.
Yes. Okay.
Yes? Laura, what did you say? Is it the first time you hear this, or have you ever said this before?
No, first time.
First time. And you, Vicente?
I know. I know both.
I cannot hear you well. Well, let's see. I will. First of all, we will see, well, when do you use it? When you report someone's words, and you can do it in two ways. One way is to use the direct speech. Yeah, that is, for example, he said, colon, quotation mark, comma, I work in a bank. You repeat exactly what the other person said. Yes, that is direct speech. But reported or indirect speech is when you say, he said he worked in a bank. If you compare the two sentences, here you can see that there was a change in not only in the verb, but also in the subject. Yeah. He said, I work in a bank. He said he worked, because I am reporting this in the past. So he said he worked in a bank. Do you understand that change?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So in the report speech, we have a change in tenses, word order, pronouns. Yeah, they change from direct to indirect speech or report speech. Jake said, I bought some DVDs, right? Direct speech. Report speech. Jake said that he bought some DVDs. There, the word that can be omitted also. Yes? So, okay, let's see what happens when you are in simple present. He says, we are in London for the first time. Direct speech. He says that, you see, they are in London for the first time. In this case, as you are reporting at the same time, you don't need to change the verb. Yeah. He says, we were in London for the first time. He says that they were in London for the first time. Yeah. Yes. So here we have some changes. I mean, when Anne said, this is in the past, that produces changes from present into the past. Yes? Do you understand it?
Yes.
Laura and Vicente, do you understand it?
Yes.
Yeah. Laura?
Yes.
Yes. You look so sleepy. Okay. Well, let's see. From simple past to simple present, I mean, but in report speech, you simple past. What happens when this is in simple past? You have, for example, let me see. You go to the past perfect. Wait a minute. For example, Anne said she said, I wanted some ice cream. She said she had wanted. Es como que me salto un estadio hacia atrás en el tiempo. So if this direct speech was in simple past, was in present perfect, or in past perfect, all of this changes into past perfect in the report speech. Do you understand what I'm saying? For example, let's see. Anne said, first case, Anne said, I wanted an ice cream. Okay. Another possibility in order to identify what we're talking about. Present perfect. I have, no, vamos a cambiar el ejercicio. I ate an ice cream. I have eaten an ice cream. Okay. Or I had eaten an ice cream. The three possibilities in the direct speech. I ate an ice cream, I have eaten an ice cream, and I had eaten an ice cream. If I'm going to report that, the only possibility to change all that and said she had eaten an ice cream. Yes? Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, everybody? Laura and Fernanda? Hello?
Oh, sorry, I was mute. I said
Okay. Do you understand it?
yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so these are the changes you must make in the tenses on the one hand and the pronouns from I to she in this case. Another change is when the direct speech is will, it becomes would. I will have an ice cream. She said she would have an ice cream. Yeah. Well, and that's it with the same with all verbs. Do you understand that? Let's go down. What happens with questions? Do you like Jake? Direct speech. Report speech. She asked me if or whether, you can use both, whether I liked Jake. So here we have if or whether implies that it is a yes or no question. The auxiliary disappears in the report speech in this case, and if or whether I liked Jake, and from present into past. Yes?
Yes.
Questions with, sorry?
No questions.
No. Questions with question words. Who is your friend? She asked me who my friend was. This is similar to the example the sentence I corrected Fernanda last week, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yes? Because
yes.
You don't, even though it is a question, as it is a question within another one, you don't use the typical order of a question in English. Yes? Yes? Okay. Let's see what happens when you give instructions, commands. Sit down. The teacher told them to sit down. Drink a lot of tea. He told us to drink a lot of tea. Yes?
True.
Yes. Yes, okay. Then we have negatives. Anne said that she wanted Coke. Anne said that she didn't want Coke. Tom said that he was ill. Tom said that he wasn't ill. Yeah? So we have the change of tenses, the change of pronouns, and the change of time and place words. Okay, here you have, well, here and there, today and that day. Here you have all the changes you must make. These are the most important part. Any question about this?
No.
Before going to the exercises? No questions?
Mm-mm.
I don't know if that is very good or very bad. Okay. Let's go to Material Docente. Here there is another file called Report Speech Exercises. Okay. Here we have the first part, we have the direct speech, and the idea is to fill in the blanks with the report speech. For example, I explained the game won't be so easy. I explained that the game, what do you think you must write there? How would you put it into report speech? Hello?
Wasn't going to be?
No, but be careful. I explained. The game won't. That means will not be so easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I explained that the game, how do you change will into the report speech? Do you remember?
Would.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be so easy.
Exactly. Wouldn't be so easy. You see? Well, that is what you must do with the rest of exercises. Let me see how many. They are 12. It's not that many. So I will ask you to do this as homework. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, let me break it. Homework for next class. Next week is September already.
So fast.
September 5, the day after. Okay. Okay, good. Okie dokie. Well, now, considering that you are studying a degree, I mean, a master's, Vicente didn't ask you, are you studying are you doing the master's or the PhD?
I'm actually still in an undergraduate.
Sorry?
Actually, I'm still an undergraduate.
You are an undergraduate student, but okay, but are you taking subjects of the master's?
Yes, because I wanted to jump ahead. I don't know how.
I don't know why, but I cannot hear you very well. I mean, I can hear you from a very long distance.
That better?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Well, anyway, you are studying a postgraduate degree. So we're going to work with education. We'll ask you please to download this file, Education British English. Yes. In this part of the file, we're going to practice, we're going to review vocabulary, and we're going to do some oral work with all the vocabulary related to studies, education, schools, and the vocabulary in American and British English, okay? Related particularly to schools, I would say. In the next part, we're going to get into academic, questions for academic, the academic environment, okay? So let's see first, here you have, could you download it? In the first set, here you have a list of schools, students, and pupils, okay? So here we have different types of school, and here we have different people. So the idea is to match the type of school to the people, the type of people, okay? Do you understand it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Some seconds for you to complete that, please. Ready?
I don't remember the middle school.
Middle school? Okay, we will see that. Vicente and Laura, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Let's see. Number one, Laura, please.
Secondary school, a 15 years old pupil, a math teacher, a headmaster.
Right. Secondary school is letter B. That's right. Good. Here we have a 15-year-old pupil, a math teacher, and a headmaster. What is a headmaster in our, do you know what that is? At school? Yes. Yes. Director de escuela. And also, wait a minute. Yes. No, that is the principal of the school. Headmaster is Professor Jefe, no?
Oh, I don't know.
Professor Jefe, yes. Principal is the director.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see number two, Vicente. Oof, cannot hear you at all.
Me neither.
Primary school, I paired up with a 10-year-old child.
10-year-old?
Yes.
No.
No?
No. It's a better one.
A 5-year-old maybe?
Yes, right. 5-year-old, because middle school is a 10-year-old. Here in Chile, we don't have that. I don't think so. Middle school is like sexto, séptimo y octavo, something like that.
Okay.
It's between primary and secondary school. Yeah. Let's see, Laura, please, number three.
Nursery school,
Mm-hmm.
a 3-year-old child.
Right, 3-year-old child, good. Well, finally, university, Fernando.
University, a 20-year-old student, a professor.
Right, that's it. Okay. Do you have any contacts, any connection with somebody in this type of schools? I mean, besides university, obviously. Do you have any brothers or sisters or cousins at school?
I have a brother and he's in secondary school.
He's in secondary school. Which grade is he in?
The last one. I don't know how to say senior, no?
No. Does anybody know how to call the different years at school?
I don't remember.
No? Well, you first of all, you use ordinal numbers. So you say the first grade, the first, the second, etc., etc. Then you get to the eighth. In Chile, we have from the first to the eighth grade. Yeah. Then you continue with the ninth would be primero medio. The 10th would be.
But I remember something like sophomore. Or...
Yeah, but that is not, yeah, but it's in the US. Sophomore, yeah.
Okay.
In the US, yes. But you say the 10th grade, wait a minute, the 10th grade, the 11th grade, and the 12th grade.
Yes, he's in his 12th grade.
The 12th grade. Yeah, there is that. Sophomore is, I think, is the 10th grade.
Sophomore. I don't remember. But yes, they have like a special word for each grade.
Yeah, in the US?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know them, all of them, but it's senior school is the last grade, but sophomore, I think, is the segundo medio de nosotros, creo, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I will check it, but I am almost sure that it's segundo medio.
Yes, it's freshman, sophomore.
Es freshman.
Senior.
Freshman es el primero medio. The first year of freshman is the first year of high school.
Yes.
Sophomore, the second year.
Junior, the
third.
The third, and senior. I was right.
Junior and then senior, but that is only in the States.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, it is in the States. Okay. So your brother is it's a senior, and he's in the 12th grade then.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What about you? Let's see, Laura, you have a daughter. Which grade is she in?
My daughter goes to kindergarten.
Okay.
Maybe she is six years old. And in this case, maybe
primary school.
Primary school, yeah.
Because, well, it's different, but nursery school is, I'm not sure about, nursery school, if kindergarten is part of the nursery school, I will find it out, I'm not sure.
In Chile is it's not, isn't a school yet. The teachers are educadoras de párvulo.
Yeah, they are preschool teachers in English.
Yeah, preschool.
Preschool. Yeah, but that is, so she should be then in the nursery school, probably, because it's preschool, before going to school. Yeah, so I saw you, how old is, you said she's 6 years old.
Yes.
She looks older, or no? I don't know, my impression was that she was about 8 or something like that.
No.
Okay, yeah. Okay, and what about you, Vicente? Do you have any contact with somebody at school?
Not really. I only have a sister, and she's 9 years my senior, so she's done with her education for a long time.
Okay. Okay. Well, Let's see. Let me close this. Please, okay, now we are going to see now some equivalent words or terms. British on the left, British English words, and then the idea is to match these words to American English words on the right. Let's see. Have a look at it. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. The first one. I'm sorry. It should be this one. Okay. Let's see, Laura. No, sorry, Vicente. Number one, please.
Yes, secondary school would be high school.
Exactly. Right. High school. Fernanda, the second one, please.
Primary school is elementary school.
Very good. Go on, Laura, please.
Nursery school, daycare.
Okay, nursery. Okay, nursery school, daycare. Yeah. Go on, Vicente, please.
University would be college.
Right. Good. And Fernanda?
Middle school is junior high school.
Junior high school. So here we have a first difference between high school and, I mean, high schools and something in between, junior high school. Yeah. Okay, any question about that? No? Okay. We're going to get into more vocabulary before putting that vocabulary into a context, okay? Let's see, I will ask you to go to exercise 4. Here we have some words that make phrases, I mean, used in the school context, okay? From 1 to 6, you have verbs. And from A to F, you have groups of words. So that is how to make phrases, okay? Ready?
We have to create phrases for that.
No. Just match the words. We're going to
Okay. Yes.
no, just then we're going to put them into an oral context.
Okay.
Yes, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, everybody. Let's see the first one. Laura?
Cheat in your exams.
Okay,
Sound.
cheat. Remember, it's a long sound. Cheat. Cheat in your exams, right. Number 2, Fernanda.
Do your homework on time.
Right. Vicente, number 3.
Keep quiet during the lesson.
Keep quiet during the lesson, right. 4, Laura.
Study for an exam.
Right. Study for an exam. Go on, Fernanda.
Annoy the teacher.
Annoy the teacher. There are some students that are experts on this. Number 6, Vicente.
Pay attention.
Pay attention. Okay. Any question about this?
No, when I was completing the activity, I got confused and I matched pay for an exam.
Well, some people, I think that there's other cases that have done it, yes. You can pay for an exam, yes. But it's not usual, I would say. I think so. Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to finish just number 5 with adjectives, and then we're going to talk about this, okay? Mm-hmm. Let's go. Here you have 7 words. We're going just to see to explain the meaning of each word, okay? All of these words are used to describe students, maybe positive or negative, but hardworking. What does hardworking mean in English, please? Who can explain that? What does
it's good at working and make it constantly.
Sorry, again, Fernanda, can you repeat it?
Hard working is like works a lot and frequently, like it's constant at working.
Yeah, I mean, well, somebody that works hard, then you say that works, I mean, very much. That's why it's hardworking, right? Let's see, clever. When did you say that somebody is clever? What does clever mean?
They are quick-witted, like.
They are quick.
Witted.
Witted.
Yes. They understand.
Sorry.
They understand.
Can you spell that word, please? Witted.
W-I-T-T-E. Sorry. E.
E.
And D. From
D. Wit. Yeah. Witted or witty. Also.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, can you explain the meaning again?
Yeah, someone that's has a quick wit and understands things rapidly.
Yeah, somebody that understands, somebody that a clever person is a witty person. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's witty. I don't
witty.
know that word.
Yeah. Can you explain what witted or witty means, Vicente?
Someone smart, someone who's, how do I say, someone with an acute mind. I don't know how to say it anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, okay. But would you say that somebody that is clever is necessarily witted or witty?
I would say so. I mean, wit would be the tool to be clever.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because clever is a synonym of smart in a way, yeah? And witted can be also clever or smart. Somebody that can understand things easily, or somebody that can make kind of the correct comment in the correct at the correct time, at the correct moment. So it's somebody that's very quick to analyze things in that sense. Yeah, do you understand it, Fernanda?
Yes, but it is is a word like serious, very is common. In which context can I use that word?
Witty?
Yes.
When you define somebody, when you describe a person, you can say that somebody is witty. That means that
it's like a formal way of
yes,
say, or
no,
informal?
yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
It's not colloquial. No.
Okay, okay.
Huh? Okay, let's see number 3, loud. Laura, can you explain what loud means?
No.
No? Have you seen the word loud before?
No.
No? Sure? When you say, sorry?
No, no.
No? Who can explain the meaning of loud?
Loud is like a noisy person.
Yeah.
It's a noisy
Right,
person.
noisy. I mean, people that speak at a very high volume, that shouts, I mean, that make a lot of noise, actually. That's the meaning of loud. Yeah. Okay, then we're going to see the opposite. Let's see number 4, lazy. Who can explain the meaning of lazy?
Who doesn't like to do anything. Doesn't have enough energy for doing things.
Yeah, people that don't work very hard. Actually, it's the opposite of hardworking. Yeah, I recommend you to study vocabulary, for example, synonyms or opposites, because it's much easier to remember. Okay, so lazy would be the opposite of hardworking, somebody who doesn't like work. Okay, let's see polite. When do you say that somebody, what does polite mean?
Polite means someone who has manners and like knows the context in which he or she is found.
Okay, somebody who has good manners, because you can have bad manners too. So good manners, sorry, the second part was?
Like they adequate, I don't know how to say that, like they adapt to the context they are in. Like,
okay, yeah.
If you're in school, you have to be polite in a certain manner, but if you're
in a certain way.
Sorry.
Yeah, be careful not to confuse manners with way, because manners is similar to maneras in Spanish and it's not exactly the same. Yeah, but you're right. I mean, a polite person is somebody who knows how to behave according to the context where he or she is in. Mm-hmm. And generally is people, I mean, people that have good manners. What are good manners, by the way?
Like respect for other people, respect for the for the, how do you say, the ambience, like respect for the
environment.
Exactly, like the environment you find yourself in, and the context also, like it's impolite, for example, to be too loud in an office, even if what you're saying is perfectly polite. You cannot say it too loudly.
Yeah. Or to, I mean, in a hospital or in a library, I don't know. Yeah. Right. But manners, well, can be good or bad. Good manners is like the rules that are supposed to be accepted and respected by people of a certain group or a certain culture. In my previous class, I was talking to a group about, for example, I was watching a video about people in Africa. People, normal people. I mean, not very poor people. I mean, people that look, I don't know, they are not, they don't live like the Westerners, but they don't live in they are not savage people anyway. They don't live in the wilderness, they live in houses and all that. However, they don't use, when they eat, when they have lunch, for example, they don't use dishes, any dishes. And any spoons or forks, they eat with, I mean, they put the pot with food in the center of the table and they eat with their hands, which I think, in my very personal opinion, must be very disgusting. I mean, to eat with them, but that is the way they do it. I mean, it's the formal way so that is a good manner in their culture. In our culture, is awful, I think.
Yes.
Yes. So good manners are the ones that are agreed by a certain culture. Yes, okay. Let's see this number 6, creative. When do you say that somebody is creative?
Someone who has imagination to create.
Yeah, somebody that is imaginative, that has a lot of imagination. Yeah. And out of that imagination can make things, can do things, you know?
Yes.
Create, in other words.
Create.
Yeah. Let's see the last word, naughty. When do you say that somebody is naughty?
It's like malicious, but not quite as bad as malicious.
Like mischievous, you mean?
Yes, like they like to play pranks. They like to laugh at other people, mock them, some things like that, like minor infractions.
Yeah, naughty. Usually you use the word naughty with children more than adults, I would say.
It's like troublemaker can be?
Yeah, a troublemaker can be more serious, I think. But yeah, and naughty, I would say that is normally used with children, because as Vicente said, it's not something really serious. I mean, they don't kill anybody. They do. They can do jokes. They can laugh at people, something like that, but not really something too serious. Could be similar to mischievous, even though mischievous can be more serious. Okay? Well, let's see. Yes.
¿Cómo digo hacer caso in English?
Obey. To obey. Yes.
I mean, it's a kid, like, doesn't obey always.
Exactly. I mean, a child that doesn't obey, or a child that doesn't behave. Yeah, doesn't behave. Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, so now we have some adjectives and also we have some phrases to describe actions at school. Let's see, you are very young, so you were at school not so long ago. How could you describe yourselves as a student, as school students? Were you naughty? Were you lazy? Were you polite, clever? What? Do you understand?
Yes. I remember that I got boring. I got bored.
Bored.
Bored fast, so I was really distracted.
And did you behave at school or not?
Not always.
Yeah.
I used to talk a lot. Sometimes I was a little bit naughty.
Yeah.
Yes. But at the same time I was really really clever. So I get at the information. I get really fast.
You got the information fast. Probably you had very good marks.
Yes.
Okay. And when was that? When you were in high school or secondary school, or when you were in?
Yes, like I would say like from 8th grade to 10.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that these years I was like this, and then I became polite and and I stopped
Disciplined.
naughtiness.
Yeah. Okay. And what type of when you got bored and you were naughty, what type of things did you do at school? Well, you said you talked.
Yes, I
Did
talked
you?
with my classmates.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were you punished sometime?
Yes, sometimes I get out. Like the teachers make me go out of the classroom.
You were sent out.
Sent out, yes.
Sent out of the classroom.
To count, I don't remember the name of this, like the ceramics.
To what?
Count. How many? I don't remember. The cerámicas. El
Cerámica.
suelo. Me sacaban a contar
On the
cerámicas.
tile, on the floor tile.
Mm.
And what did you have to do with that? You had to sit there?
To count them.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Sometimes.
I never heard that before.
Really creative, my teachers.
Yeah, very creative, yes. She must have been very upset. Okay, right. Okay. What about you, Laura? What type of student were you at school?
I used to be a good student. Yes. A hardworking student.
Okay.
And I was quiet. I don't. No, just quiet. It's a really good student. I had first puesto I have olvidé cómo se dice premio.
Award or prize.
Yes, the
best student.
Yes, I had a 6 my final promedio, I don't know.
Average? Your final mark?
Was 6.9.
Oh, of high school?
Yes.
Ah, okay. So you were, I mean, an excellent student then.
Yes.
Okay. So I suppose that you never cheated in exams? You did your homework and all that, no?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay. Let's see then, Vicente, what about you? How were you as a student at school?
I didn't really have to study, but I did pick up the habit.
Sorry?
Like I was very applied. I could understand quickly. I could pick up things at a faster pace.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have to study, but I still picked up the habit.
Yeah. Well, I suppose if you picked up things fast, you probably got bored, the same as Fernando, no?
Sorry, come again?
Probably, I mean, if you learned faster than others, probably you got bored during the classes. Or not?
I would, what? I could not.
You got bored.
Yeah, I got bored.
And when students get bored, they don't behave. I mean, they produce problems or not.
Yeah, but thankfully, like since I remember, I've always been like very, how do I say it? I've not been very boisterous. Like I don't speak up. I don't make like a big roar out of my own existence.
Okay. Okay. So you didn't.
But I did distract my friends and well, everyone really. I did distract them because I wanted to talk.
Yeah. And the problem was for the others because the others didn't learn that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Often they would say that even if I got it, I had to keep quiet because I had to let my ¿cómo se dice? Classmates. Yeah, I had to let my classmates learn.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, well, you three were good students in general. You didn't do anything. I mean, well, you spoke in classes, you talked in classes. Did you ever cheat in an exam?
No.
No, never? Fernanda, Laura?
No.
No.
No? You didn't have to. Yeah. Okay. Now that is your, in the case of schools. What about you as a student at the university? Did you continue the same as you were at school, or do you think there were changes in the kind of student you were?
Yes, in my case, it was a big change because now it was difficult for me. So I need to pay a lot more attention. And I didn't get bored.
Yeah. You couldn't get bored. Yeah.
Yes.
Was it difficult for you, I mean, the first year at university?
Yes, the first semester is the most complicated, I think.
Because the topics were difficult, the subjects.
Yes, because the studying habits, like as Vicente said, I didn't used to study a lot at school, but in university I had to study to have good marks.
Yeah. So you didn't have any habits probably to study. You didn't know how to study, actually.
Yes, it was a discovery.
Actually.
Yes, it was a discovery.
Yeah. And normally nobody teaches you how to study. You have to learn by yourself. Okay. What about you, Laura? What about you as a student at the university?
It was the same. It wasn't difficult for me. I studied. I studied a lot.
Okay, so from that point of view, there was no. There were no changes about it.
In the at the university, I don't. Cuando te echa un ramo, ¿cómo se dice?
Fail the subject.
I don't fail any. I don't fail.
When you take it, well, let's see. When you take a subject,
yes,
you have two possibilities. You can pass it, or you can fail the subject. Yeah, two possibilities. So you never failed the subject at the university?
No.
Oh, congratulations, good. Yeah, it's difficult not to fail any subject. Okay.
The difference with the school at the university, I go to a party and I don't fail the subject.
Sorry, and I don't?
At the university, I go to the party. At the school, I was more quiet. And the university, I enjoy the time.
Okay, so at school, when you at school you were quieter. When you entered the university, you went to parties.
Yes.
And you have more fun, actually. Yeah. Are you an only child, Laura?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why you were quieter, I think. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see, Vicente, what about you? What about your arrival at the university? What type of student were you there?
It was like.
Sorry?
Sorry?
Now there was an interruption in the connection, I think, in the sound, actually.
You can hear me fine? Or...
Yes, now, but not at all.
What I was saying was shocking because, like, I spent all my like getting by or coasting through with a little bit of effort, and then I arrive at the university. Lots of work.
Sorry, I arrived at the university and then the sound disappeared. What happened when you arrived at the university?
Wait a second.
Sorry?
Now?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's better, yes. No, it's not better. You move something and then it becomes perfect. And then there is a crack, I don't know.
And now?
Yes.
Yeah. What I said was that it was shocking because I coasted through my secondary education with minimal effort.
Yeah.
And then I arrive at college and suddenly everything demands lots of work. Like it's not just understanding the material, you have to work through the material.
Yeah.
And that's what shocked me. And in fact, during my first year, I failed a lot of my classes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes. Well, now I got better. I got accustomed to working on it.
Yeah. And how old were you when you started the university?
Ah,
How old were you when you entered the university?
I was 19.
19.
Yes.
Yeah. So probably that's a problem of, I mean, people are immature when they.
Yeah, looking back on it, yeah, it was immature.
Yeah, and it's so different. I mean, perhaps not only subjects and the demands of the university, but also the environment, and it's a totally different system from school. So students feel that now they can do whatever they want, and it's not that true. I mean, it is true in a sense, but it's not that true in the end.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can do everything you want, but everything comes with a cost.
Exactly. Yeah, but you don't have any inspector in the yard or something like that. In that sense, you can smoke, you can do many things you are supposed to be, I mean, that you were forbidden at school, but then you have responsibility to assume that. I mean, yeah, it's hard. Okay, talkie. Well, let's see. What type of a school did you go to? Let's see, Fernanda. What type of a school did you go to?
Like full como jornada completa, or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, but what type? Was it a public school? Was it a religious school? I don't know. Big, small?
It was a small school.
Mm-hmm.
It's a particular one.
Particular means?
I don't know how to say. Private school.
Private.
Yes.
When you say particular, you mean that there is something different to that, yeah?
Yes.
It's the private school, yeah?
We were like 600 students from 3-year-old to senior class.
Yeah.
And wasn't a lot of people, but it was a good one. I like they have a green area, a big one.
Okay.
Like it was like a park.
Okay, very good.
It was really, really nice to study there. It's like Antumapu, but a school.
Yeah.
It's a really small, different.
Is it religious school or no?
To say this in English.
Is it a religious school?
Well, it doesn't have priest or.
Does it have what? Sorry.
Priest, I think is the word. Curas or monjas.
Priests or nuns. But is it religious?
I mean, they don't have priests and nuns, but they do pray.
They do what?
They pray.
They pray. So it is a religious school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Catholic?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. No problem with that?
No.
No. Okay. Let's see, Laura, what about you? What type of school did you go to?
High school, a public high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Big, small?
Big, yes, big. And has jornadas.
Schedule, I would say.
To schedule. Yes. It's an old high school. in the
An old school?
yes.
Yeah. What do you mean by old? I mean, the building was old, or is it with a long tradition?
The building.
And the building is old. Yeah.
And tradition too. Yes.
Ah, okay. What school is that?
Es se llama, es que ahora le cambiaron el nombre. Sorry.
They changed the name?
Liceo Puente Alto.
Okay. Yeah.
And before I went to Nuestra Señora de las Mercedes.
Oh yeah, in primary school.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a religious school, I suppose. With nuns?
Huh?
With nuns? Monjas. ¿Con monjas?
Yes.
Yes or no? Were there nuns or no? Did you have nuns at school when you were?
Yes, but the first, in my first years.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember. Yeah.
Okay. No problem with nuns? No. Yeah. No alcanzó ni Bachauma. Okay. Okay. What about you, Vicente? What type of school did you go to?
It was also a Catholic school.
Yes.
They weren't so hard on their, like, they didn't push much in terms of religion onto the students. But we still had like a daily mass. Yes, daily mass on the morning. Before school started, you had to be like 15 minutes earlier to attend mass.
But was it an obligation?
Yeah, if you missed it, it counted as if you were late to class.
Ooh, yeah. So they did push you.
I mean, it was just that, and it was like at most it would take 10 minutes out of your day.
Yeah. What school was that?
Salesiano Alameda.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It was big. We were at a time we were like 500 students.
Not that many.
Oh,
see.
I think that's many. I think that's a lot.
Yeah.
We had two modalidad. I don't know how to say that.
Modes?
Yeah, two modes. One was like for people who wanted to go to college, and the other one was technical education.
Okay, yeah. Is it there is a church there, Alameda and Cienfuegos?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
I think I had stepped into the church like 3 times in the course of 4 years.
Okay.
So it was pretty. It was pretty.
Yeah. Are you Catholic now?
No, I wouldn't say. I am somewhat spiritual, but I am not Catholic.
Catholic. No, Catholic.
Catholic.
No. La sílaba del medio desaparece. Catholic. Catholic. La O desaparece. Catholic. Le pones el acento a la primera y la segunda desaparece. Lo traté de escribir como se pronuncia. La Z que está ahí es una Z española. Catholic.
Catholic.
Es
Catholic.
Catholic.
Catholic. Yeah.
Catholic.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Okay. Did I don't know because I am repeating myself sometimes, but did I, Fernanda, particularly you, because you were, do you remember if I uploaded a video with, I mean, in our courses in the past about drop syllables, the pronunciation, for example, Catholic?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Well, I will upload a video where you can see a teacher explaining that. I mean, chocolate, not chocolate. Catholic, not Catholic. How you can, I mean, the idea is to drop, to eliminate one syllable in some long sentences, okay? I will upload it in a lessons for you, okay? And then you will practice this and all of you. Okay, we're going to stop here and continue next, next week, okay? Laura, you must sleep more because you look very tired.
I wake up 5 a.m.
Sorry, you will have what?
At 5 in the morning.
Yeah, I remember you told me about it. So try to sleep more because you look very sleepy and tired. Okay, guys. See you next week and have a nice rest of the week. Okay? Bye-bye. See you.
We have this homework you...
Yeah, the homework is for next week.
Okay.
Yes?
Two
pieces
documents.
of homework.
Okay.
2 pieces of homework. Okay. Report the speech and the. Okay. Bye-bye.